Hello everyone, Cat Weasel here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of The Masks of Nyarlathotep. Yes, we're playing Eldritch Horror and we're just about to start turn 10. But before we do, yes, we've just got some things to go through as normal. First of all, the errors that I made last turn. First one was martial prowess. Now, if you recall, Preston fought the poltergeist with his carbine rifle, and then he had to stop using it because it's only once per round. So he started using martial prowess, which is a talent. That gave him +3 strength. But what I should have done is flip the card, before resolving the test. I forgot to do that. I forgot to do it twice, in fact. So if we flip the card, what we see is you may add 1 to the result of 1 die when resolving the strength test. Now, I don't think we got any 4s, so that wouldn't have come into force anyway. But after resolving the test, resolve the effect based on your test result. So first of all, what we did was we fought the skeleton and we got 3 successes, and that's fine because we always seem to be 1 step ahead of our opponent and there was no additional effect. And then we flipped the card back. Then we would have taken on the Shoggoth. Now, we only got 2 successes against the Shoggoth, and if you only get 2 successes, you fight with reckless abandon, lose 1 health unless you discard this card. So there's the health. But because I would have read this card had I flipped it over, we still had that focus. Remember the focus that I didn't spend? So I would have spent it to try and avoid losing another health. So we're going to have a go now. So he's just got the 1 re-roll. So let's see if we can get a 5 or a 6. We get a 2. Damn it! So he loses that health. So he's down to 2 health now, and he also loses the focus. So, but he does keep the card. We didn't have to discard it. So we'll pop that up here on his player tray. So that's the first thing I got wrong. The second thing that I missed regarded the clue bag, and that's because of Agatha. Agatha did pass a spell effect with her lore. She did a lore test, passed a spell effect with her glamours, during the mythos phase. They count as spell effects. So once per turn, she is allowed to gain a clue when she does that. So we'll give her a clue. So she's got a single clue now. Pop that on there. Okay, I think during the other times, there may have been another one, in a previous turn, a previous reckoning where I forgot to do that. But I think most of the time we actually did it. So she's got a extra clue there. The last thing is something that Josh MKR brought up, and it was around Daniela and her personal story. He pointed out that all I've been doing is actually tallying up the amount of times that I have changed her resources into clues, and what I should have done, obviously, is also included the times she actually used them to acquire assets. I forgot to do that all the way through, so she probably has passed her personal story. She's on 7 now, so she has passed it. Whether she passed it 2 turns ago, 3 turns ago, 4 turns ago, I don't know. But we'll leave it as is, because we're going to be doing a bit of acquiring assets this turn anyway, so she probably will succeed this turn, because I shall remember. But just a shout out there to Josh for pointing that out. Nice one. Okay, I think those are the main corrections and clarifications from last turn. Our first player is going to remain Preston, so let's get across to Tokyo and start the action phase. And here we are at the action phase. First thing he's going to do is he is going to rest. So that will get him 1 health, but it'll also get him 2 sanity. The reason he's getting 2 is that he has the King James Bible, and when you rest you get an extra sanity. So that's going to put him up to 3 health and 4 sanity. So that's groovy. Then for his second action, what is he going to do? Well, he may as well acquire assets. He's in Tokyo, it's a city space, and he's got Daniela with him. So that's what we're going to do. And he gets 7 dice, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 influence. Oh, and obviously he gets his resource. He's not going to pick another one up with that, as per his passive. Daniela's going to use his passive, but he does have a single resource as well. And we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're at the end of the game. He gets 5 successes. 6 if you actually include that resource, and I think we will, because that will allow us to gain 3 of the reserves. And the ones we will take are the 0.25 automatic. So item weapon, roll 1 additional die when resolving a strength test during a combat encounter. We'll also take the hitman, who's an ally. When you gain this card from the deck or reserve, gain 1 random weapon asset from the deck. Roll 1 additional die when resolving a strength test during a combat encounter. We'll get that. We'll get the additional weapon in a moment. In fact, I'll just get the axe out, shall I? That's what you got last time. Ally, gain +1 strength during combat encounters. Gain +2 law when resolving spell effects for the old Mystic Bounty Hunter there. We'll put these onto his player tray. And yeah, we'll dig out the axe. May as well. It's what he got last time. So I'll just dig that out. Won't be a moment. And I'm back. Yeah, so there's the axe. That's what he got last time when I did it incorrectly up on that wilderness space. So he'll get it now. And he'll pop that over here with his carbine rifle. Brilliant. Now, because he has done an acquire assets action, that means that Daniela can do one as well. She is also on his space. So we'll take 4 of these successes because she's got an influence of 4. Oh, and obviously that got spent. So that goes back into the supply. As it is an acquire assets test, that means as her passive, she actually picks one of these up. And she's going to get an extra one because of philanthropy, which is the personal story of Preston. So she's actually got 2. And what we'll do is, tell you what we've got to do. She's a separate person. So that means we've got to replace the asset reserve. So the first thing is a lodge physician. This could be good. You and other investigators on your space may recover 1 additional health or discard 1 illness or injury condition when performing a rest action. That is excellent. That has a cost of 3. Cost of 1 is a treasured memento, a trinket. Once per round when you spend 1 focus, you may gain 1 focus. That's really good for just 1. That is very good. And finally, we get forbidden text item tome, gain +1 will, very good. Gain +2 will during combat encounters. That would be excellent for fighting the Haunter in the dark. So let's see if we can pick any of these up. So she's got 4 influence, so she's going to roll 4 dice, and remember she's got those 2 resources. And look at that. 3 6s and a 5 again. So she could have a total of 6 successes there. Now 1, 2, could get hired. I think the lodge physician and the treasured memento. That would be 4. Actually, yeah, I only want to spend 5. I only want to spend 1 resource. So, because then we can always flick the other over for a clue at some point. So I'll take the hired muscle and forbidden text, I think. So we'll take that. Forbidden text, that's just for the +2 will, with it being the Haunter in the dark. And the hired muscle will help with her strength tests and stuff. So she's took those 2. Doesn't matter, he's an ally now. She got rid of that blight. So, in fact, that's 4. So, I want to spend 5. Forget that. Forget the hired muscle. We'll take the the lodge physician instead. I want to spend at least one of those resources, you see. So you and other investigators on your space may recover 1 additional health or discard 1 illness or injury condition when performing a rest action. That'd be really good. Okay, so there we go. She took the forbidden text and the lodge physician. Pop those over here. And that means she has spent 5 successes. So those 4, we're going to keep hold of these. Those 4. And 1 of those. Because she spent 1 of those, that means she's achieved her personal story. The other resource goes on a player tray. And her personal story. Yay! Just check, it is 8. There are 8 resources on this card, there were. So she is now resourceful. Reward. Once per round, when you spend a resource, gain 1 resource. Awesome. Once per round, you may spend 1 resource to add 1 to the result of 1 die when resolving a test. Brilliant, and we've got a resource. I was going to get a clue with it, but at a later date. But if we need to add 1 to the result of 1 die, then we can spend that. Why? Because it will give us another resource back anyway. So it's like being blessed all the time, and she's already blessed. In fact, I should have rolled blessed dice, shouldn't I? Didn't matter, we got 4 successes anyway. But yes, I should have rolled blessed dice there. Made a bit of a boo-boo, but it didn't matter anyway. Right, so put that away. And still, Preston's turn, isn't it? We haven't actually done Daniela's turn. She got that as part of Preston's turn. So that is it for I'll tell you one thing I forgot about Preston. He got assets out of the reserve. He has another passive. Once per round, when you gain an asset from the reserve or deck, gain another sanity. That's brilliant. That puts him up to 5. So he's on 5 sanity. Coolness. 5 sanity and 3 health. Is there anything else before I move on to Daniela? Yes, there is. I've got to fill the reserve again, because she just took 2 things out of it. So let's do another cut. We'll do a cut near the bottom for a change. Chainsaw. Awesome. Is that meant to be Jenny Barnes with a chainsaw? I love it. Item. Gain +3 strength during combat encounters. Each 6 you roll when resolving a strength test during a combat encounter, it counts as 2 successes. That is awesome. Pity we didn't get that earlier. And a cat burglar. Yeah, it's crap, the cat burglar. Ally costs 1. Roll 1 die on a 5 or 6. Regain 1 item or trinket asset from the reserve. On a 1, discard this card. We'll pop that in there. Okay. Right, we've done that. That is it for Preston's action phase. Next up is Daniela. And here we are with Daniela. What's she going to do? Well, first of all, she's going to prepare for travel and get herself a ship ticket. Having got herself a ship ticket, she's going to immediately spend it, because she's going to go to Space 20 in the Philippines, spend that ticket, and she's going to end up here in Squidney. And that is it for her action phase. Very quick. And that means we can focus in on Agatha, because she is next. And here we are with Agatha. Yes, got the dice tower in play because, yes, we've got Call of Storm to do. Oh, must have jogged that across before. So, in fact, we don't need that anymore, do we? We know where the adventure is. It's the Haunter of the Dark. Okay, right. So, Call of Storm, Grotesque Compendium. That means she's got 10 lore. Let's check the spell. Because it is a spell, we can use Grotesque Compendium. It's a ritual as an action, so it's going to be a first action. We're going to choose a monster, which is going to be the Haunter of the Dark, and test a lore test -1, so we're going to have 9 dice. If we pass, we can get 3 health off this monster. Woo! Come on, and we've got a clue, just in case we need a re-roll. Hopefully we won't need a re-roll. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, come on. Plenty of successes. And what have we got there? We have got that slightly cocked, but it's a 4. So 2 6s. Are we going to re-roll? I think we may as well try a re-roll. We have got 2 successes, but I'd like to get 3. Just in case. I can't remember what's on the other side. I think you could put 3 extra damage on, but I think it's another monster. So I don't think we'll be able to put it on the same monster. But just on the off chance that 2 successes is crappy, we're going to spend this clue that she got. We'll discard that. And we'll do a re-roll. And we got another 6, and we did get 3 successes in the end. Right. Okay, flip the card. So we've put 3 damage on it. 2 plus. Oh, I didn't need that second one. I should have remembered what was on here. The Raging Tempest hungers for another victim. Another monster on your space loses 3 health. But there isn't another monster. It does specifically say another victim there. So it only inflicts 3 damage. But that's okay because we've put 4 damage onto it now. So that's excellent. We'll pop that up there. Take these 3 successes. And the grotesque compendium. Even though she just lost a clue rather stupidly when she didn't have to. It was a spell effect and she did pass. So as per her passive, she gets a clue back. So there we go. Put that in a player trait. Okay. Awesome. So that is what she's done for her first action. Her second action is to get the hell out of Dodge. So she is moving down to Sydney. So she'll be in Squidney here with Daniela. And that is it for her action phase. Final investigator is up, who is going to be Carson. And here we are with Carson. He's not messing around. He's also leaving. Because he is in a bad way. So he's travelling to Sydney. And once in Sydney, what he's going to do is rest. So he's going to get an extra sanity and an extra health. I don't think he gets anything else. But he's just glad to get that, I think. Yeah, that'll do him. He'll save his Eye of Light and cigarette case and all the rest of it for the encounter phase, I think. Alright, so that is it for... Let's just straighten this up a tiny bit so we can see it. And we can see we've got 4 on it. Let's move these guys down. Yes, we want to see the Haunter of the Dark with 4 on it. Brilliant. Right, that is it for the action phase. Next up is the encounter phase. And here we are with Preston in Tokyo. He's going to have a Tokyo encounter. One of the main reasons I left him in Tokyo, one, because he was in a pretty bad way physically and mentally, was you do have a chance to put a hurting on monsters in Tokyo. Now, if it's a discarder monster, we won't be able to use it on the Haunter of the Dark because it's an epic. But if we get anything that will put damage onto a monster, then we can use that. So hopefully that'll be what happens. If we get a discard the monster or something, then we'll use it on a star spawn or something like that. There's plenty of other monsters on the board that we can deal with in that way. But first of all, in order to do that, we'll have to pass an encounter. So here we are with the Far East deck. We'll give it a cut. And let's have a look at Tokyo. You hope to convince Goto Shinpai, the Minister of Home Affairs, that occult forces endanger Tokyo. Yes, an influence test. 7 dice. Brilliant. It's not a -1, is it? I don't think it is. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on. And we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. He's getting all the successes now. Here it is, round 10, and my dice are finally warmed up. If you pass, he'll do anything to help gain a funding condition. Oh, brilliant. So, we didn't get to get rid of anything, unfortunately, but we do get a funding condition. Let me dig those out, won't be a second. Ah, I hope it's better than the last bloody crappy funding condition we got. So here we are. In fact, there it is on the top, so we better shuffle it in. Whee! With all the rest. And we'll do a cut. And pick off the bottom till we get funding. There's a funding. At least if we get another reckoning this turn, he'll get to have a roll on that. Right, so, but nothing bad happened. So, good stuff, Preston. You stick there in Tokyo, influencing people. Next up, we have Daniela, so it's down to Sydney. And here we are in Sydney with Daniela, so I had to get the deck out again. Because she is going to have a Sydney encounter, so we'll just have a cut. Whiz it over. Let's have a look at Squidney. The constable sees you admire the abandoned weapon. Give it a bit to see if anybody claims it, he says. If not, you can help yourself. Blimey! Don't say much for the Australian police, does it? You may become delayed to gain one random weapon asset from the deck. There's no way we're becoming delayed, but that's quite funny, that. Okay, so, but again, nothing bad happened. That'll just have to do. Pop that here. Okay, right. And that is it for Daniela. Again, she didn't get a chance to roll any blessed dice, but that was quite amusing. Right, next up, it is going to be Agatha. And here we are with Agatha in Squidney as well. She is going to be doing a generic city encounter. Let's take, you know, as few chances as possible with her. She could be winning this game for us next turn, yeah, because she's going to pop into there. She's going to try call the storm again. But as it stands, let's not put her in too much danger, and we'll just do a generic city encounter and hope it's a good one. City. A secret society made up of the city's wealthiest elites contacts you with an invitation. They would like to initiate you into their inner circle. You may gain a dark pact condition to gain a promise of power condition. Oh, why did it have to be Agatha who got this? Anybody else, and you know, I'd have thought, yeah, we're going to win next turn. Let's do it anyway. We'll do it anyway for a laugh. We are right at the end, and because I'm always going on about it, aren't I, and saying, oh, I don't want to get rid of that. I think Carson will use that as well. Right, so what I need is a dark pact and a promise of power. They're probably deals. Ooh. So we've just been in here for a funding condition, so let's do that. And that. Oh look, dark pact on the top. Dark pact on the bottom. We roll a die. On a 1, it's time to fulfill your part of the bargain and flip this card. Yeah, so if we get a reckoning, we could be in for some laughs. And then we've got to go through for a promise of power, haven't we? Agreement, promise of power, deal. You may discard this card to re-roll any number of dice when resolving a test. On a reckoning, roll 1 die. On a 6, your patience has finally been rewarded. Flip this card. Right. Okay. I hope I've made the right decision there. But at least it should cheer Blake up, who's been like trying to get me to take dark packs all through the game, haven't you, Blake? Okay, right, so that's it for Agatha. Next up is Carson. And here we are with Carson. So yeah, we'll do the same with him. He'll just have a generic city encounter. What does he get? You dream of Nomonqua, an abhorrent creature living beneath the moon's surface. You sense that it wants to make an exchange, and it entices you with a mysterious rarity in exchange for its freedom. You may advance the omen by 1 to gain the Moon 18 unique asset. The omen is currently a red sunburst. If we advance it by 1, it goes on to a constellation, which doesn't cause us any problems, but it does mean during the mythos phase we will go on to a green comet, and we've got San Francisco, which is a green comet So we're not going to do it. We took our chance with Agatha, and we've got a chance of throwing the game away. So we won't push our luck. So left that there. We didn't roll many dice there, did we? So during that encounter phase. Okay, so that is it for the encounter phase. Next up, oh yes, it's the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. What we need now is a green. I think we've got a good chance of a green. I think there's still 2 in here. So in this particular stage of the mythos. So come on, a green. Oh yes, thankfully. So we've got omen movement. So we move on to that blue constellation, but we don't lose any doom. We don't have any blue constellation gates, so that's good. We have a monster surge after that. Because we do not have any blue constellation gates, it means we pick up a gate. So put these back in the compass rows again, and let's pick one up. Buenos Aires. Okay. And that's pretty good as well, because that's a blue constellation gate. So we've got a couple of turns before this kicks off. Pop that there. And I've always got to remember, the clue stays. It's not Arkham Horror, where the clue would disappear when a gate turns up. And we get a monster. And we get a star vampire. A star vampire? This is bloody awful as well. Look at that, 4! Good job we haven't had to fight many monsters. So will test -1 for the horror check. We've got to get 3 successes or we start losing sanity. It's a strength test of -2 for the combat check. We need 2 successes or start losing health. Overall we need 4 successes because it's 4 toughness. When this monster is spawned, advance the omen by 1 unless investigators as a group spend 2 clues. We do not want to do that because the omen next up is a green comet. So I think we have got, yes, we do have 2. We do have 2 clues because Agatha's got 1 and so has Daniela. So they've spent their clues to stop that happening. Pop them in the discard. And yes, crappy. Bloody star vampire. Ugh. Right. Star spawn, star vampire. Okay, we've got a cultist, but we've got a Shan as well, which is really bad. And we get some clues back on board too. If we've got any clues left, can't I? There's not many left now. So first of all, the Heart of Africa. Well, nobody anywhere near there. And the next one is, whoop, where's that? Focus. Shanghai. Okay. Ugh. There we go. Righto. So let's read the card. The man in the suit slides the contract across the desk. We've spoken to the police and the customs agents, and all of the necessary payments have been made. If you'll just sign this, indicating that you understand our obligations, you can be on your way. His assistant places a pen in your hand. Legitimate banking event. The lead investigator gains a debt condition. Well, that's fine. Whoop. That's fine because it's Preston. He's got loads of money. And a massive, massive influence. So we'll pop, we'll give these a quick shuffle and a cut. So he'll gain that debt condition. Pop that on there. Do with his funding. Oh, in fact, just put those back on there. Good idea putting them on there. Good idea. Just let me check this funding condition. You may discard this card in place of gaining a debt condition or to discard a debt condition. We'll get rid of it. It doesn't say when you've got to do it. It's not on the reckoning part of it, so we'll do it now. So we will discard that. And we'll get rid of the funding condition. It's right near the end of the game. Who cares? So put that up here. Brilliant. And that's got rid of that. He'd probably pass it anyway, but it's less rolling for me to do, and it frees up an action for him next turn. If the lead investigator already has a deck condition, they did not. He resolves the reckoning on the card, treating all the die rolls as ones. Well, he didn't already have one. He did have a funding condition, which is discarded to get rid of the deck condition. So that's the end of that. We'll discard that Mythos card. Put the deck left. How many have we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 left. Dun, dun, dun. So it had to be a green card. Had to be a green card, I think. Let's have a look at Nyarlathotep, just to check that. I was off with my adding there. Yes, it had to be a green card. We'd had the 3 yellows and the rumour, so yeah. So I was worrying for nothing. Pop that on there. Good, good. Right. So that is it for the Mythos phase. And how's it gone? Well, not too bad really. We got the 3 damage onto the Haunter of the Dark. That's the main thing. And we only need another 2 damage on it. We should be able to do that with Agatha next turn. She's an absolute beast with that Call the Storm spell. So she'll try and do that. If she doesn't, we'll send Daniela in as well. And she should be able to beat it up during the encounter phase, no problem. So that'll be good. I mean, she's got kerosene, she's got... What else has she got? Tear gas, she's got... Oh, like, she's pumped up to the max with, like, weaponry. So she should be able to do it. And yeah, we're going to try and take it down next turn. Probably be able to do it in the action phase, so long as Agatha keeps rolling like a beast. So that's good stuff. We didn't get a reckoning, which is good, because we had a promise of power and a dark pact. But as I've just said, like, if I'd been keeping count correctly, I would have known. I should have known actually it was going to be a green card this turn, because we are now moving into the final stage of the Mythos, which means we've got 4 yellows and 2 greens coming up. We'll have to try and kill it next turn, because with that Dark Pact, I don't want that going off, and we're losing our best spellcaster. That'd be a nightmare, actually. I shouldn't really have took that. The only reason I took it is probably because of all the mithering I've been receiving about not taking them. And we probably won't even get the, you know, what the promise of power is if we kill it before a reckoning. So yeah, if I was playing optimally there, I wouldn't have bothered. But yeah, it's a bit of fun, I suppose. Well, if we do win next turn, we'll just flick it over and see what it had on the back, see if it's funny or not. Okay, right, so as I say, that is it for turn 10. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the views, for all your subscriptions, for all your help and support. Oh, and for all the likes and dislikes, of course. Anybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site, thank you. And anybody who's been across to BGG to like the video threads over there, drop a comment, Geek Gold, that sort of thing, thank you so much. Any errors, as normal, point them out and I will try and fix them for next turn. But other than that, I think that all that remains is for me to say toodaloo.